Okay, let me start over on this one. This is my name is Kage, and in this or stream slash video, we are doing a side by side comparison of the Logitech 3D Pro and the Thrustmaster TCA Airbus Edition side stick. Now, they are very similar in their function, what they're used for. They are both flight sticks, and they are both really great at what they do. Now, similar buttons, or different, or triggers, or buttons on the side, or hat switches, the works. I'm not going to get down into the nitty gritty details of like what DPI one or flight stick has over the other, why one is specifically better than the other in terms of the technical specifications, because that's not the intent of this video. The intent of this video is to compare. Oh, I suppose I should update this since I am live streaming this accidentally. Okay, cool. So now that that is fixed, and I did not really mean to go live there, but nevertheless, here we are. So on my right, on the left on the screen, because it is flipped vertically because of how I had to do the camera, we have the Logitech 3D Pro. It goes great in the right hand. Left hand, not so comfortable feeling. It's got this giant giant push out point here. Now, granted, it works out good in some ways depending on how you hold it, but it just doesn't feel good in the right hand if you're flying on the captain's side, which is typically how I like to fly or side stick aircraft. Right side though, with the right hand, it feels perfect. You can rest your hand on it. It's got that button right there at the thumb. Got your trigger here if you're flying a fighter, and it feels great for the right hand. Left hand, not so much. I mean, it works out great because it's built for the right hand. So you got your buttons here on the left hand side, or the throttle that goes up and down. It is built for a right hand. And its price point is relatively low. It's about $40. When I got it, it was a good bit more expensive than that, but it's also been out for a long time now. And really, it was one of the few products that served the flight stick side of the market. It worked well for its time. It does well for its purpose. It's just not an ambidextrous side stick. It is very much right-handed, and its range of motion is somewhat limited compared to the brand new Thrustmaster here, which is ambidextrous, or you actually have parts you can change it out with, so literally make it both hands. I'm holding it in my left hand, which is, I know it's on the right hand side of the screen, but this is actually my left hand. I got it set up as a captain's or side stick. And the range of motion, you can definitely tell there's a big difference. And it's set up to be dual-handed because it's got buttons on both sides, and the slider is, well, a slider. And it's got a detent down at the bottom, which the Logitech does not have. But very similar button setup. It's just got more buttons, and it's got two triggers to it, which I personally use as not elevator, but or trim control for the elevator. Whereas the Logitech it just doesn't have. It's got more buttons on top though, which you could set up as push to talk, or autopilot cancel, trim elevation, and all that stuff. The side stick or the Thrustmaster put out, it's got two buttons you can put at the top, and you can change those out to have or two red or two black on the side, or change that to be a first officer stick. Because there is a switch on the bottom where it says right-handed, left-handed. You can switch between the two. I know it's a little hard to see there, but you can switch between the two. So it is a great product for that. So it truly feels good in both hands. I mean, that's my right hand, and there's virtually no difference in how it feels. I would just need to swap out the buttons. Hat stick feels great. This feels great in the right hand, doesn't feel great in left. So the price point for the Airbus, it's about $70, but it is truly Airbus branded. It is actually built with Airbus, or in mind, it was modeled after the 720, or excuse me, A320. The Logitech is just a generic flight stick, and a comparison to the range of motion, forward, you can tell a big difference as this one keeps going forward a little bit, where this one has an abrupt stop. Comes back to the center, feels stiff. The rearward travel, you can definitely tell a big difference on. And you can see the trigger difference here. And forward to the right, big travel difference. Center, left, big travel difference. Now, Are they both going to do the job? Absolutely. But when it gets down to fighters only versus a truly ambidextrous side stick that's built for civilian type flight simming, this is the clear winner because it feels good in both hands. You don't really have to do a whole bunch to make it work. Where this one, it feels good in the right, but feels awkward in the left because it has that massive or bulge out right there that just doesn't feel good in your palm. Buttons, they're very comparable. You got 6 on the bottom here, or on each side, versus just the 6 on the bottom here. But you have more buttons on top on Logitech. Again, they're both great for what they do. Logitech is definitely a more budget-ended one because it is rocking a mighty $40 on average. It might vary depending on where you're at in different parts of the world, but about $40 US. This is $70 US right now because it's brand new, but it is far more versatile, and it is built with civilian airliners in mind for like Flight Simulator X or X-Plane 11 and various other flight simulators that it will plug directly into seamlessly. And I apologize for the clutter in my desk, but the cords are cords no matter how you look at them. And that one got wrapped up inside a camera cord. Lovely. But you can see the comparison between them. If budget is a real stickler, but you really need a flight stick, go with the Logitech. If you want something that's going to be fun and stick with you long term, and it's afford to spend a little bit more, definitely go with the Thrustmaster. More precision, or better range of motion. And the one thing I didn't mention, but it does need to be mentioned, is the yaw motion. They both have it, but the Logitech, you can't lock that down. Where the Thrustmaster, lockdown, it's not a factor. So with that, I hope this comparison helps you guys, and I will see you all next time.